first question, which has come from Sneha as well as Mona Lisa. I'm just quoting them verbatim. So Sneha's question was, what drives you to achieve your goals? And on similar line, Mona Lisa asked, what motivates you every day to give your best?
No, I would say like when I wake up, uh, my goal is that that day should not be wasted. So I should be doing what I'm supposed to do, and just not only for work perspective, but also beyond that work. I think a day is successful if I learn something, either through self learning or doing my work. And also, it gives a satisfaction if I complete something, either making, building, or completing whatever I started, either that day or maybe started earlier.
Fair enough. The next one is again from Mona Lisa. Do you think we are in an age of insecurity, although we have achieved more than our parents' generation?
No, I don't think. I think it's probably the age where we think that we could have achieved something else, but we are doing something different, or we feel. I think it's true for probably that's because of age. When we see that our time is probably shortening, how long we will be here, and then we feel that okay, we have not achieved significant, either we are not popular or we are not doing groundbreaking stuff, then we feel that our life is wasted. I think that's a true feeling, and that's where we think that we should be doing something else. But as long as you are happy, you always know, at least in our group or people whom we have around, I would say that we are in better place than lot of many peoples. They have many people have their, everybody will have their own struggle, and that is part of life. But it's not that we are in bad situation, because if you look at like Syria or any other places, or even you take an example of Ukraine, people were happy and everything, and life changed drastically in matter of months, right? So that way we are lucky. I would say always we have a roof above our head, and we get to eat, and we get to do, and that's why we should utilize whatever we have and what we are ability, and then people will be happy.
No, absolutely. We are lucky. We are extremely lucky. I must say this. And even Syria or Egypt or whatever place we are talking about, even Ukraine, the people in this generation are much more luckier than any other previous generation. And I think from there the question comes forward. So what she is trying to ask is, we are in a much better place as far as daily comforts are concerned compared to our parents' generation, but we still feel that we might lose it. We are not having enough with us, so we are feeling that sense of insecurity in us. Do you think that's right, or that's not the way it is?
It's probably, I don't think it's completely right, but again, that's change in generation, and maybe the way it for. I think probably that kind of worry was there with our parents as well, right? Because things changes, so they maybe felt that okay, it's probably human nature that you feel that your next generation will be at better stage or better shape, and then you either from monetary perspective or social status perspective, you always look forward that, and that then you feel that okay, um, you have a long way to go, no matter how much you are earning, no matter how you are. That's again, I would say probably it's age or that's it. Because next generation always will be in better way. It
Absolutely.
we look forward that, right?
Understood. Understood. Again, the next question comes from two different people. Similar question. What are the parameters of success in Achi's opinion?
I think at this age, because I'm 43-year-old, if you are happy at the day end when you are going to sleep, that's success. Happy, mentally happy. It should not have any worry. It should not have frustration, because everything will be there. All kinds of emotion will be there in your life as long as you overcome with happiness. That's success. No matter how much you earn, no matter what post you have at the day end, if you're not happy, whatever, like you can be happy with being a CEO of Microsoft, and that's happiness, that's success. You can be happy with just watching a movie, you are happy, that's a success. So at the end, I would say uh, happiness should be your goal or measure of success, nothing else.
That's quite deep. And since I also believe in that, I would just have my own follow-up question. Do you believe happiness is internal or external?
It's internal, I think. And people say, I think again, I'll quote Simon Sinek, is that happiness is also very short lived. You'll be happy for some time. So, next stage is like fulfillment. Happiness is if you get to do something for yourself, that's happiness. Fulfillment is if you can get to do something for someone else, then you get fulfillment. So, I still not reached fulfillment, so I can't comment on that, but at least if you reach happiness for yourself, that should be sufficient. Yes,
I,
definitely it's internal. It gets impacted by external. You think that okay, if you buy this TV you'll be happy, you will buy it, and then after that you will feel that okay, that's done something else. So but again, internal, it should be internal.
absolutely. So I don't know whether it's our age that we have started thinking like this or just two of us are thinking on this line. But this is one topic perhaps we'll have a separate discussion altogether. That's very close to my heart. I'm moving to next question. I know the answer to this one, but still, that is from Surojit. Is there any plan to come back to India?
For long term, probably no. But uh, always will be longing for India. So if money is not a factor, or even money is only the factor, I think time is also we can find it out. I would visit anytime. Like I was the happiest person when I came to US through PwC because we used to get like 6 months flyback. Uh, I would say if we can get back that time. But
Fair
long
enough.
term, yes, because of kid, probably I don't think that we'll be able to do it unless something changes in life drastically.
Let's wish that you get that time back, 6 months fly back. Anyway, the next question, and the quite a lengthy one, is from Amit. I won't say it's lengthy one, rather it's quite elaborate, so to say. Amit says, how does you find professional life in US compared to India? That's the first part. I'm reading all three of them, so ask me if you want me to repeat that. But the first part is how does you find professional life in US compared to India? What is the most compelling in your professional career that forced you to settle far from India? And the third part is how this decision of settling in US complements from other aspects, obligations slash commitments of your personal life. You want me
That's
to repeat?
so professional life. I have not seen very much different than India, but again, as I mentioned that I was working in India almost 10 years back. So my position, the people whom I have worked with, those were different. So if at my age in India, they will be probably working with partners or CXO level people. So I would probably my comparison will not be exactly the same with respect to salary or work environment. But because it's a similar people and similar organization, because I always worked with IT, right? So it's just I would say it's similar. Only difference I have seen that in US, that could be because of the US work culture, is that they value your personal obligation and limitation or anything you have. They will not force you that you do certain way, or you have to do, or you have to stretch, you have to work. It's all work related. It's again always there will be person, and there will be person dependency will be there. But generally, in general sense, they value your personal life. So if you say that, okay, I have a like plumber coming, I cannot go to office, nobody will ask question, or even you don't need to tell that why you are staying at home or why you are taking leave. If you take leave frequently, then probably somebody may ask question, but generally they don't. But in India, I have seen at that time, I don't know whether it's changed or not, that people will ask question, or people will force, okay, we have this deliverable, you please come if you can. And sometimes people misuse that as well, but here that trust factor is there, that if you are asking for a leave, there is a good reason behind that. It's more flexible, and in general you don't need to work beyond your work hours unless it's a project deliverable or project is in red. There sometimes it's person dependent. If unless your boss goes home, uh, you are not like unofficially allowed to go home. That kind of difference I have seen. It's more flexible on your side. Otherwise, I have heard, I don't know whether certain organization has that kind of babu culture, that you have to respect different way, like a government office. That depends again from organization to organization. That kind of thing is not here, I would say. The reason for settling here is again primarily, as mentioned, that it's kids. It's not related to professional or anything, and we are much habituated with this environment. That's why I would like to uh, settle here like there is. And yes, it always has that challenges of personal it will always have that conflict and challenges, like when you have um, aging parents and then other commitment, meeting people.
How do you deal with that?
It's a risk, like can't deal with that, like it's kind of a compromise, I would say.
The next one comes from Pranjal, and as you can expect, this is going to be a deeper one. I am reading it verbatim. Achi's father was a famous teacher in our school of RKMV, and he used to teach Achi's class also. Because of his father, he naturally used to receive more attention and known by his father's son. How Achi used to manage the situation?
Yes, so I always though I was known like I was uh, everybody used to know that I am my dad's son, but I tried to have my own identity beyond, as I mentioned, like I was involved in drama, I was involved in mainly all kinds of painting and things. So I created my own identity as well. It's not just beyond my father's son, but I used to always have that kind of bias opinion a lot of places because my father used to teach my classes, and that used to reflect. If I get a good marks in Bengali, people generally used to comment that, okay, because my son, and that's a challenge for my son, my dad as well, not to make sure that it's not reflected that way. But because I had other subjects and other class that used to put a support that it's not biasness from my dad where I'm getting that attention. And in class, my dad was like same. Like if I don't do something, I used to get punished. If I did well, then I used to get praise. So my dad never used to discriminate that he is. The only thing probably from his side he did is like he used to take the class. That's probably always natural. If I would be my dad, I would never do that. I would like to skip all my son's classes, but my father used to take all our classes.
No, absolutely, you should. My father used to do the same. I have gone through that phase. So from that experience, I'm asking you, did you have additional pressure on you to prove yourself because your father was a renowned teacher in that school?
I never felt that, and probably that was I from beginning I was not very competitive, and that's one of the regret my parents had, that even though I used to get good marks, I never be competitive, and I wanted to be the topper or something. Because of the good marks, I was in the probably top 5 or 10, but I never felt pressurized that okay, I have to be uh, overcoming that guy who is at the top or something. I used to learn. I always used to love to learn, and then that used to like if I don't get a good marks, I never get uh, deserted that okay, I didn't get good marks. If I get good marks, okay, I got good marks. That's right. So I never pressurized that okay, I have to prove myself. My parents also didn't have the expectation always, like as I mentioned, like they were open minded. I never had that okay, you have to, but they always used to say that okay, you have to be more competitive because you get that zeal to get do better. Otherwise, you don't get that zeal.
That's a great blessing you had. Take it from a guy who was extremely competitive. Anyway, the next one is also from Pranjal, and again verbatim I am reading it. Achi used to be the one of the 3-4 priests in the main temple of RKMV during 1997 and used to perform the rituals very well. This job was exclusive for Brahmins. How did he get the opportunity? Today, after so many years, how does he look at this issue and his message against the casteism in our society and RKM's effort to remove such barrier?
But I never, I was not praised. I
Okay.
think he stopped probably because I was not Brahmin. I never be used to be praised.
So Pranjal, here goes
I
your
did
answer.
work, and that was open for everyone. And that was open for everyone. It's not for me as my teacher's son. I never did arati. I was not praised. Like those aratis was only for Brahmins. I never did. I used to like in during pujas. I used to do kind of arrangements, and those were open for anyone.
So now is it changed or still it's only Brahmins who can do that?
I don't know. I asked that question to my sister, but I think they also don't know.
So do you think that's right? Because that was the second part of Pranjal's question.
I don't think it's right.
That's then how should we go about it?
It should be open. Like whoever is devoted who would like to do it, they should be trained and do it.
Okay, fair enough.
Because we should not continue that age-old discrimination.
Fair enough. So with that, we come to the last question, which is from Sudipto. You have interest in quite a many things like sketching, drawings, woodworking, photography, videography, and interestingly, even coding. So that he puts as the last interest of yours. What one thing you love most to do in your spare time, if you get any?
Oh, it's like asking which child you want to pick. I can't. All of them are my favorite, and I think um, I always feel like I do very less sketching now, but I always want to do. And even when I'm doing the other, I feel that I'm not happy because I'm not doing the other thing. So if I have, I not say like one, because everything is there and I do it alternatively. Like when I am kind of done with woodworking, I do coding. Coding is part of my professional life, so I get to do coding. And when I'm doing, I love that because that keeps my brain, right side of the brain, sharp, or the left side. I don't know. Always I mix up. And it gives me that pleasure of solving a problem. Woodworking, sketching, photography always gives me that creative ability to create something new or uh, do something. I always wanted to do animation and making a film. Those are still in the wish list, but I'll do someday. I
That
found
definitely.
you gave, I'll post the picture. I gave one Satyajit Ray's book. You it's have your handwriting as well, so that's there in the wish list someday.
That definitely will come true, I'm pretty sure, and would love to watch that. So with that, we come to the end of this part as well and move to the last part. It's so called, I have named it personally as rapid fire. It's not Karan Johar's rapid fire for sure. So it's going to be deep questions, primarily aimed at helping people primarily aimed at helping people understand or to get some message. But my only request is whatever comes first in your mind, just speak it out. Don't think too much about it. So should we start?
I'm very poor at
Chale.
it.
No, no, that's fine. Be comfortable. So the first one, are you where you want to be in life?
No,
Okay. What is a lesson that took you a long time to learn?
don't know.
What do you think people misunderstand about you? No idea. Fair enough. What traits most define who you are?
Simplicity.
Okay. You want to explain that?
I'd say like simple person who uh, friendly to work with, friendly to be with. Uh, I feel like I never try to hurt people anyway or be cunning. I don't kind of exaggerate or show off something like that. So that's I live a simple life, simple family, and do simple things. That's the thing.
Very true. And I would just add one thing to that, or rather, gist of it, you are very simple at your heart. So that automatically makes people comfortable with you. So the next one, what is one missed opportunity that you wish you could have a second chance at?
Maybe going to UK.
Fair enough.
I would have visited Europe by now.
And I hope you will visit that very soon. Uh, what do you wish you spent more time doing 5 years ago?
Can you repeat the question? Sorry.
5 years ago, what is the thing you wish you would have spent more time doing?
Learning Blender.
Very useful one. What do you think is the best way to express your love for someone?
Express love. Smile, maybe.
Smile. Okay. I would just add a follow-up here. How important do you think caring for someone is uh, relevant for expressing your love?
Very like I thought of that, but again I couldn't express. Probably yes. Caring is the must. That's actually shows you love the other person. But again, the caring should come from the actions. It's not just you say that you care. It should.
Okay. What is your best memory that has always stuck with you so far?
Oh, it cannot be one. Many.
Couple of them if you want to share.
Many of them, like college life, even childhood. Uh, there are many. Yeah, it's just not one page. It's the whole book.
Fair enough. We'll go through that book some other time. If the average human lifespan was 40 years, so by now we will be dead, both you and me. How would your life look different?
Look different or wanted to be different.
Wanted to be different. So the day we were born, we knew we'll die at 40. How would we would have lived our life?
I feel difficult because even you don't know you may die tomorrow also, right? But I don't think you can plan that way, that okay you are going to, even if someone tells you that okay you will die in 60, are you going to change your life anyway, that how you can die 60? I would say I probably yeah, now I can come back. If I knew that okay I'm going to die 60, probably I should have started investing early. Your video is off.
Sorry, I'm so sorry, Achi. Am I audible right now?
Yeah.
That entire answer went blank. So nothing was audible, nothing was visible. You will have to repeat it.
What I was saying that probably if I knew I was going to die at 40, I would start investing at 18. So that
That you should do even if
otherwise,
you know you are not
I
going to die.
know that when we are going to die, I don't think you can control or you can change anything much on your life, because when we are at 40, it needed 40 years to grow, right? You cannot you cannot just run without learning walking. So those steps were needed. I don't think that you can fast track much. Uh, but again, like I don't think like anything you can change.
Nothing would have changed in our life as such. Okay, fair enough. That also absolutely true. Okay, last two. The last but one, what would you do differently if you knew nobody would judge you?
What I would do?
Differently.
Nothing differently. Like, so you have to be truthful to yourself. So if you do perform your action based on others, you will be always in a situation where you are not in right way. People will misjudge you something. But if you are true to yourself, then it really doesn't matter. So I would not say I would do different thing differently.
So the final one, quite a philosophical one. You know the eulogy, right? We are on our deathbed. People are saying good things about us, bad things, or perhaps things about us. That's ritual in some of the customs as such. So, what exactly you would like people to talk about you or remember you after you are dead?
There was a person named Achirangshu. That's it.
Wow, that's pretty much summarizes, right? No,
Probably I
anything else?
would like to people to remember me. Like, people should remember my work if I can do anytime. But as a just person, it's okay, and people should forget me.
I don't think that is really an honest answer. But the way, at least I will remember, there was, and if I get a chance to meet you after this life, there was a person who was a real happy, simple person at heart. So that was all as far as this one goes, and we are almost at the end of it. Uh, 1 hour 30 odd minutes by now. I I honestly did not realize it. But before we wrap it up, just one message from you to three different people with whatever exposure you have right now. So whatever you said, it took 40 years to get uh, the kind of mental maturity that we do have, and that's true. So with current mental maturity, if you really have to give a message to Achirangshu in his teens, 13, 14, 18, 19, whatever, what would be your one message to that guy?
I would say, like, no